who would live in the house. And
that was pretty impressive. I just broke down the webcam business.
Bang, you done it, man. You nailed it.
No
you
background information.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
nailed it. You nailed it. You nailed it. So the girls who lived in the house would have set amount of hours they want to do, and then we'd have rooms that they could book in and do X amount of hours. A girl could come and do one a week or whatever. We'd have rooms they could share. And then, very much exactly like you said. They'd go online, they'd do their hours, they'd have their regular customers, they'd get their money. And then I'd take around half of the money, around 50%.
You take 50%.
Around 50%.
Okay. Is that high or low compared to the rest of the
Well,
industry?
I'll tell you why it's very low. It's low because every time a girl would quit and try and do it by herself, she'd make a fraction of the money overall because she hasn't got the instruction. She hasn't got the motivation. She's just lazy with it, right? And women have a very different mentality to money than men. If you show a woman how to make $1,000 in an hour, she'll think, I only have to work an hour a week. Whereas if you show a man how to make $1,000 in an hour, he thinks, I can make $18,000 a day. That's the difference between us. So if I had a girl working for me making 20,000, she got 10, I got 10. If she quit, she'd make 3 for herself, if that. So they made nothing by themselves. They didn't have the instruction, the motivation.
Are there other people like you doing this at the time?
At the time, I didn't know anybody else doing it like me.
Okay.
I've now discovered in certain countries, like in Romania and the places I live now, there's a lot of boys doing this. This is big business. In Colombia, Brazil, this is big. And all the big models on OnlyFans and webcam, nearly all of them work for men. Nearly every single, I would say now, if you see a model and she's really big, she's working for a man.
Okay, this is fascinating because take OnlyFans.
Yep.
We know it's a massive business, right?
Yep.
It's as much of a technology business as any other business that
Absolutely.
people want to talk about. I think people get very uncomfortable talking about some of it just because there's this element of like sex and exploitation
Yep.
and whatever. Where's the line, right? And I ask you because I think that you've seen kind of different variations of this.
Yep.
You know a lot of the players, et
Yep.
cetera. This is just a business and people can do what they want to do, both as the customer side and the other, and it's like a marketplace? Is it, no, there's like ethical concerns? Like, how do you view?
I have absolutely zero ethical concerns. I totally view it free market capitalism. And the reason is this. If I were to shut down all my webcam operation, I still have a little bit today. I still have 4 girls working for me. If I were to shut it all down, it's kind of like if an alcoholic walks into your liquor store and you deny him vodka, does he stop being an alcoholic or does he buy it somewhere else? Like, you can't stop. These guys want to spend money. And on top of it, it's actually quite a positive industry. I'm telling you now, and I'll say this here, webcam girls have prevented more male suicide than any therapist, any group of therapies, anything you can possibly think of. There are dudes out there who the only pleasure they have in their world is knowing that this beautiful 19-year-old in Ukraine knows their name and remembered their birthday. That is their pleasure on the planet. And really, I'm telling you now, it's far closer to therapy than it is to sex, this webcam industry. These dudes genuinely enjoy looking after the girl. The girl genuinely becomes friends with the dudes. And overall, it's a very positive thing. I've had girls work for me who had one boyfriend their entire life, and they met him when they were 17, and now they're 25. They're with the same guy. I have some girls working for me who
so they basically they're in a relationship.
Yeah,
and
it's
this
just
is
money.
Pure work.
It's just money. It's just work, right? It's just, no guy touches them. It's all digitalized. It's all just pixels on a screen. Obviously, you have the odd girl who's a complete hoe, and she'll be a cam girl and also a prostitute and stuff. But if you can make $30,000, $40,000 a month from a computer, why would you go be a hooker? Why would you get up and get dressed and go out there? Like, why would you even do that? Like, a lot of these girls are a lot more pure than men will give them credit for.
This is fascinating to me because I think that people look at it the exact same. Yeah. Right. Most of like the general public, if they hear you talking about webcam girls and like this whole business, etc., they immediately like, oh, that's prostitution.
Yeah.
But it coming from like a technology standpoint, not having thought a lot about this before, there's a very interesting world where you start to think about like, okay, if it's a real person, then there's ethical concerns. What happens if all of a sudden it's just literally a avatar? Yep. Right. And it just looks really, really real.
And that's starting to happen now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We're starting to get like, there's a couple of accounts on some of these webcam things, and it's like a Barbie. And it is a girl controlling the Barbie, but she like controls Barbie. She has a personality for the Barbie. No, literally it's a Barbie doll.
Oh.
And she's like controlling the Barbie, has a personality for the Barbie.
That's
and
a little
like
weird.
It's weird. But the world, but hey, the world is weird. But my point is, I didn't have ethical concerns because the girls, no one exploited the girls. I made girls rich. I didn't exploit women.
Are there female bosses in any of these organizations?
You do usually have like a girl boss, which is usually the best cam girl.
Okay.
So you do have a girl boss, but there always has to be a man at the top. There's never, because women won't give their money to a woman.
What do you mean?
If you had a woman who was in charge of a bunch of women, all the women at the bottom would look up and say, why is she not on cam? Why am I giving her my money? Whereas a man, they can go, but he's the man. If they truly respect you, they understand that you know things they don't know. Basic things, my friend. Basic things.
So no woman's ever run one of these organizations?
I don't know, maybe, but I never met one. Every man I know who was doing this was a man. And the women liked it. Even if he wasn't sleeping with all the girls.
I should get one of them to come in here and do an interview and explain this.